Hello, it's Mike Sylvester with another video. Today's video is titled, Your Diet Should Match Your Metabolic Profile. Let me ask you something. How many times have you been told what to eat? Eat less, move more, go low fat, no, go low carb, try intermittent fasting, and now just take this injection. It's like standing in the middle of a crowded room, everyone shouting different directions. And here's the problem. They're all speaking, but none of them are speaking to you. Stop following diets. Start following your biology. Let me make one thing very clear. There is no one-size-fits-all diet because there is no one-size-fits-all metabolism. Some people can eat carbohydrate and feel energized, satisfied, and lean. Others eat the exact same meal and within hours, they're hungry again, craving sugar, storing fat, and wondering what went wrong. Same food, different biology. This isn't a willpower problem. It's not a discipline issue. It's physiology. And this is where the work of Dr. David Ludwig becomes incredibly important. Dr. Ludwig is a Harvard-trained endocrinologist and leading obesity researcher. He talks about something called metabolic individuality, the idea that your body's response to food depends on how your metabolism is wired. Some people are more carbohydrate tolerant, while others are more carbohydrate sensitive. If you're carbohydrate sensitive, here's what happens. You eat refined carbs, your insulin spikes, energy gets rapidly stored, blood sugar crashes, and now your brain says, eat again, now. So what does that look like in real life? You're hungry all the time, you crave sugar, you gain weight, even when you're trying. And then someone tells you, just eat less. That's like telling someone with a broken thermostat to just deal with the temperature. But here's the key question. How do you actually know what type you are? This is where most advice stops. One of the most powerful tools is a fasting insulin blood test. Not glucose, insulin. And here's the catch. You usually have to request it because standard blood work often misses it. Why does this matter? Because if your fasting insulin is elevated, that's a strong sign of insulin resistance. And insulin resistance often goes hand in hand with being carbohydrate sensitive. But let's say you don't have access to this test. This is what I call the poor man's test. Look at your standard blood work, triglycerides, HDL, the so-called good cholesterol. If your triglycerides are high and your HDL is low, that's a red flag. Now combine that with body type. If you tend to carry fat around your midsection, that classic apple shape, that's a very good chance you are more carbohydrate sensitive. This isn't guesswork. This is pattern recognition grounded in physiology. And once you understand that, everything changes. Because now instead of chasing random diets, you can match your nutrition to your biology. If you're carbohydrate sensitive, you may do better with a lower carb, higher protein approach, one that stabilizes insulin, controls hunger, and finally allows your body to access your stored body fat. If you're more carbohydrate tolerant, you may thrive on a more balanced approach, especially when those carbs are whole, unprocessed, and paired with movement. This is why diets don't fail. They fail people because they ignore metabolic individuality. And when the diet fails, you think you failed. You didn't fail. The strategy failed you. So don't rely on rigid formulas like eat this many calories, follow this exact plan, because our bodies are not calculators. This is reductionist thinking. Instead, read your body, understand your hunger signals, recognize how food affects your energy and cravings, and adjust accordingly. And most importantly, build muscle. Because muscle isn't just for appearance. Muscle is metabolic currency. The more muscle you have, The more GLUT4 transporters you build, the better your insulin sensitivity, the more glycogen you can store, and less likely energy gets stored as fat. Now, you're not just reacting to food, you're controlling the system. So instead of asking, what diet should I follow? Start asking, what type of metabolism do I have? Because when you match your eating strategy to your biology, hunger stabilizes, energy improves, fat loss becomes more predictable, and that constant mental battle with food, it quiets down. And that's the goal, not just weight loss, control, clarity, confidence. So if you've been stuck, if you've tried everything, if you feel like your body just isn't cooperating, maybe it's not about trying harder. Maybe it's about finally choosing a strategy that fits you. Cut through the noise, understand your metabolism, use real practical tools like fasting insulin, triglycerides, HDL, and body patterns to finally make sense of what your body is telling you. Because when you stop fighting your body, you finally start working with it. Thank you.